The Atlanta Falcons win, the Atlanta Falcons win, and the Atlanta Falcons win. The Atlanta Falcons just defeated the Tampa Bay Buccaneers 31-26. It was a nail biter, but at the end of the day, you could put a win column for the Atlanta Falcons and a lost LOL, aka loser column for Tampa Bay in their column. Now, here's where it comes down to. In this video, I'm going to give you my superlatives, the player of the game, the group of the game, but also I'm going to give you what I think the Atlanta Falcons need to improve on to continue to build this team up to be a playoff contending team at the end of the season. But first, let me start here. Who is the player of the game? It has to go to Kirk O'Chains, Kirk Cousins, walk in your trap, take over your trap, Mr. Kirk Cousins himself. He threw for 4 touchdowns. He had 276 passing yards, I believe. But more importantly, when the game was on the line, he was able to not only have a 12-plus yard rush to get it to 3rd and 1, but also he was able to run QB sneak and get the first down when it was 4th and 1, a pivotal point in time in the entire game. And because of that, he was able to lead the team to victory. And I will say this. Imagine there was another quarterback who wasn't as efficient and really as like an elite processor as Kirk Cousins. There would have been points and times in the game they probably would have made mistakes, and this game would have been in the balance, and I don't know. The Atlanta Falcons probably would have lost. But because of his consistency and his ability to make plays and also process where the ball needs to go, it really elevated the Atlanta Falcons team. He also didn't have any turnovers, and like I said, when he was able to come up clutch, when he needed to come up clutch, he did. So game ball goes to Kirk Cousins. Position group of the day, it has to go to the tight ends on National Tight End Day. But more importantly, the tight ends played very well. Kyle Pitts, albeit even though he had one play that was super sketchy, he did catch 2 touchdowns, and he really was our deep playmaker throughout the game. And so Kyle Pitts gets a nod. He played very well today, and he looked like the tight end that we wanted to draft, and we drafted at number 8. I think it was the 8th pick overall, maybe even higher. I don't know, but high first-round draft pick. Also, I want to give a shout out to Charlie Warner. He actually played very, very well today. He was blocking. He actually caught a pass too, but most of his blocks when he came in motion and he was cracking and create that hole, it was really, 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 really good, and he was very efficient in blocking today. And because also it's National Tight End Day, I have to give the nod to the tight ends because they play very well, and we didn't hear much of them. And when you do that, and when you don't hear much of them in terms of blocking, then they're doing their job. Now, where can the Atlanta Falcons improve? I really have one person I want to kind of highlight, and I'm not doing this to be mean, but I think this is an opportunity for the Atlanta Hawks going forward, and that person is Jimmy Lake. I mean, the defense really struggled today to a fact of like, if there wasn't timely plays made by timely players, I don't know. There'd be a different outcome. Tampa Bay was down their 2 starting receivers, and they pretty much got any type of offense they wanted to throughout the day. Now, a lot of people in the comments may say this is a result of the type of defense we play. That's fine. But I feel like there should have been a different game plan coming into the game, knowing that Tampa Bay is probably going to lean on their run, and then from there do play action. Maybe as a defense, if we can limit their run ability, maybe that will cripple them, and they'll have to rely on a receiver core that is really not played a lot. But no, we let them run for whatever they wanted to today. Their 3 running backs had a field day on us, and other than some timely plays by Jesse Bates, you know, it was kind of sketch. And the defense really didn't play well. Now it comes to the fact of, do I think the players didn't play well? I think majority of the players had really good days today. I think A.J. Terrell, even though he is one of the highest paid corners, he earned his money today. He had some stops. He had an interception, very timely interception. I think Jesse Bates played out his mind today. And I think that for the most part, Grady Jarrett played pretty decently. I think there wasn't much pass rush, but there was enough pass rush to basically pressure the QB in certain points at times. I just think the scheme was not great at all today. And Baker Mayfield and that Tampa Bay offense, down 2 starters, still got whatever they wanted to. They passed whenever they wanted to. And the fact of the matter is, when you're playing a team and they're in 3rd and 3, 3rd and 4 every time, just doing the likelihood of percentages, they have a higher percentage to execute that first down rather than if it was 3rd and 8 or 3rd and 9. I feel like the times that he Jimmy Lake's blitz, it didn't have any impact. It actually left players open. And I just think Jimmy Lake didn't have a great day. And the scheme just did not look very well. And here's my problem too. It looks like the defense is regressing. We're relying a lot on the offense. And there will be a point in time where there is a defense that we play against that will stop our offense. What can we do from a defensive perspective? And I'm very worried about that day. But an opportunity, like I said, is Jimmy Lake. He has to figure something else out. He has to have a little bit more just change scheme. The scheme wasn't great. And that showed. I mean, that game shouldn't have been as close as it was. But our defense was just giving up whatever to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. But at the end of the day, wins and losses, you can put a win in the Atlanta Falcons column. That essentially gives them, I believe, a 2-game lead in front of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Yeah, they're a game ahead, plus they have the tiebreaker. So essentially, it gives them, I would say, kind of 1.5, 2-game lead over Tampa Bay. And Tampa Bay goes, and I think they play Kansas City coming up. So that could be, depending on what happens that game, Kansas City undefeated without Tampa Bay without their best players. They could lose that game, but neither here nor there. But the Atlanta Falcons win, which is great. Now, let's move on to the next team. But if you agree or disagree with me, please do me a favor. Leave a comment down below. Let me know how you feel. And if you want to see more videos like this, check this one out right here where I break down who I think the Atlanta Falcons should target as a trade piece before the looming trade deadline. I think this defense has some work to do, and I think that these players would help with that. But check this video out right here. And like always, peace.